Call the meeting to order for the Village of Round Lake Beach. This is our board meeting for Monday, February 26, 2018. Please call the roll.
Trustee Husk.
Here.
Trustee Valdez.
Here.
Trustee Wallace.
Here.
Trustee Butler.
Here.
Trustee Nichols.
Here.
Mayor Hill.
Here. Let the record show a quorum is present. Will you all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Any additions, deletions, or corrections to the agenda? If not, is there a motion to approve? Motion by trustee Nichols.
Second?
Second by trustee Butler. We have a motion and a second. Any questions, corrections, clarifications? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved as written. So we have the February 12, 2018 council meeting minutes up for approval. Any corrections, clarifications there? If not, is there a motion for approval?
So moved. Second.
Motion by trustee Wallace, second by trustee Husk. We have a motion and a second. Any questions, corrections, clarifications? Again, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Those minutes are approved. We don't have any expenditures to approve tonight, or no ratifications. Do we have any committee reports?
We have a couple of things, Mayor. SWALCO is holding a chemical waste event at the Gurnee facility at 1311 North Estes on March 10th between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. This is by appointment only. You can schedule appointments online at swalco.org under the programs and then household chemical waste. You can also find a list of acceptable and non-acceptable items on that same list. Also, starting April 2nd, we will now have electronics recycling in Round Lake Beach. Collections will be located on Sunset Drive south of Hawthorne at the gated sanitary plant. The site will be open Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also still have the electronics recycling at the Grays Lake Public Works at 585 Berry Avenue in Grays Lake. Their times are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 3:30, and Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon. Ours will only have the electronics at this point. Grays Lake will also accept other items such as textiles, plastics, paper, corrugated cardboard, etc. For more information on what can be recycled and where, visit swalco.org. Also, I want to remind everybody that during the month of April, residents can upgrade their recycle bins to the 96-gallon containers at no cost. You can do that by calling Waste Management at 1-800-796-9696 or through their website at www.wm.com. And lastly, I want to remind everybody to mark your calendars for our 2018 Beach Fest. This year it'll be held July 12th through the 15th. It's actually 4 days, with the first day only being the carnival, which will run 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. The festival itself will run July 13th through the 15th, with Friday being 5 p.m. to 11 p.m., Saturday 1 p.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Again, we'll have our 2 live stages, food vendors, beer tents, retail vendors, etc.
Great, thank you. Beach Fest is always a good time. I encourage everyone to come on out and join us. Any other reports tonight?
I'd like to thank also the Culture Civic Center and all of our staff here at the Village with the Blues event. Another successful event. Almost 200 people at this event, a little less than last, but great event, and we appreciate all the hard work.
And Trustee Nichols, we have another great event coming up on May 5th. There, we're going to be doing American English, one of the #1 Beatle tribute bands. So that's going to be a great fun time. We've had them there before. We had a sold-out crowd, so get your tickets early for this one.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, Mayor.
Sounds great. Anything else? Okay, move along then. There is no mayor's report tonight. Is there a clerk's report? There is not. Okay, move on to our items of business then. We have item A, is an ordinance approving an amendment to the special use permit for the property at 1610 North Street Lake Road. AutoFin Auto has changed ownership, and so we need to approve a new SUP as per ordinance, because it's an automotive use. Nothing else has changed that I'm aware of. Nothing else, okay? So it's just a change of ownership. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Wallace,
Second?
second second by trustee Nichols. We have motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Nichols.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
That's approved 5-0. Item B is a resolution approving change order number 1 relative to the village's original agreement with Morton Salt Incorporated. The Round Lake Area School District is one of our partners in the salt purchasing. They use a lot more salt than they expected to this year, so we have to buy additional salt. And so we need to change that agreement to buy more salt. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve? Motion by
Second.
trustee Butler, second by trustee Valdez. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Nichols.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
That's approved 5-0. And item C, as a resolution approving the First Amendment to the intergovernmental agreement with the Round Lake Area School District 116 for the purchase of rock salt. As I just mentioned, they used more salt than they expected. They did have a lot of ice this year, and I want to make sure it was safe for the students and the teachers for that matter. And so they used more salt than they expected. So they need to change their agreement with us so they can purchase more salt from us through our supplier, Morton Salt. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Trustee Husk?
Second.
Second by trustee Wallace. We have motion and a second. Any questions by the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Nichols.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
That's approved 5-0. That was our last item of business tonight. We don't have very much on our agenda. We don't have any executive session tonight, so at this time, it's open to public participation. Anyone has a question or a comment for the board, please come to the microphone. You can either state your comment or ask your question.
Hello, Board. I'm Dick Barr from Country Walk Drive. I wanted to thank you for installing the radar sign on Orchard Lane. We appreciate that you take the safety of that road very seriously. So thank you for the whole neighborhood, and thank you for me.
Well, thanks for commenting on that. That's one of the things we found out at the Illinois Municipal League Conference where we were at back in September. One of the items we came across that we thought, hey, that'd be perfect for our neighborhood, a couple of the areas. We're going to try, and I think 2 of them we bought, didn't we? And if they work out very well, see if we can get a few more in next year's budget also then. Thank you. Other comments or questions?
Sherry Perkowitz from 1503 Idlewild Drive in Round Lake Beach. I did make a copy here for staff. Just for a quick clarification, it does have a brief one comment from an ordinance, one clarification from variance, and one quick thing from prohibitions that if with your permission, I'd like to give to staff, if that's okay.
Certainly.
So that you didn't have to look stuff up. I know you've got your electronic devices in front of you, but. I'm seeking the board's assistance with a issue that I'm having with a neighbor, and I realize that this is not a board issue. However, I have, over the last 2 years, attempted at multiple times to work with your staff to take care of this problem, and I have had no success. I've tried to wait this problem out. I've been in court with this woman on various times. And at this point, the situation is getting worse, and I really need the board's assistance. Just really very quickly, it's a fence issue, and it also involves video cameras. And I'm not going to take up a lot of time because Dave has the information. It's been shared with the staff. There's probably a file about 1 inch thick sitting back here somewhere. But very quickly, my neighbor has a fence that is, right now, it says, we'll start really quickly. The height of the fence is for residential side yards, limited to 72 inches. She has a 96-inch fence. There is no variance on file with the village. That's been discussed at length. Again, it's part of this file that's sitting back there. Also, in the variance section, it says that any residential fences that are higher than 72 inches shall not exceed 30 feet in length. This fence is 36 feet in length. Again, there's no documentation for why this exists. However, my concern is that this woman has not one, not two, but 3 video cameras mounted on this fence aimed at my property. This has been an ongoing battle between her and I that has gone on for years. Now, when I pointed out to your staff members the variance in the prohibition section here where it says clearly, no electronic type fences or any type of electronic devices installed to a fence will be allowed in the corporate limits of the village. Your staff member came back to me and said, oh, it's okay. It's a low voltage electronic device. And I'm sorry, this does not say anything about high voltage or low voltage devices. It simply says that they're not allowed. You know, and then I'm waiting for months. I don't get responses back. I'm waiting for this woman to either move or just go away. It's not happening, okay? At this point, the 2 cameras now become 3 cameras, okay? There's a photograph there. I don't know how you guys would feel, okay? These cameras are not only videotaping my property, they're also recording audio. They are 6 feet away from my back door. They are 11 feet away from my patio equipment. Every time I am out in my backyard, I am being recorded. And now, as another point of contention, if you flip to the back page, you will see that I am a DCFS foster parent. And I only foster what they call specialized teenage youth. These are kids that have been traumatized, victimized, and now I have to explain to them why they are being video recorded every time they get in and out of my car. And my current foster child was the one that discovered the 3rd camera. And I'm sorry, but I'm getting upset because this kid is being treated for post-traumatic stress syndrome and is going to have to testify next month against her abusers. And she is convinced that these cameras are recording her and somehow conveying to her abusers her location. And I am the one that is trying to convince her that she is safe in my home. And yet I have this neighbor who will not taking these cameras down. And I am upset about it. And I am seeking your help. And I'm sorry that I am upset. But I have been trying for months. And your own ordinances say that this is not allowed. And I'm sure that if she is told that she has to take them off the fence, she will simply mount them on her roof or somewhere else. But that's fine. I just want to make her life more difficult. But I am sick of having this person videotaping my personal property and my family members. And I want it to stop.
Record, when you said this has been going on for years, how long have you lived at this address?
I've been there for 2 years, and this has been ongoing for 2 years now.
2 years, okay, thank you.
And I'm sorry I got upset, but I am upset.
We're all human, okay? We're human.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions for the board tonight?
Everybody. My name's Abigail Perez, and I am a college student studying social work and also interning at United Way of Lake County. So I'm here representing them, but also am a resident of Round Lake as well. So I would like to know any social issues or any advocacy that is being done currently in the village of Round Lake. I know that there is some education stuff. I know that there's stuff about taxes with the homes, but anything in particular that would help me with a project or any information or resources that you'd be able to refer me to, I would greatly appreciate.
Probably better off sticking around after the meeting. We can
Okay.
get staff involved a little bit more then.
Absolutely, great, cool,
Sure.
thank you.
Well, welcome to the community. Other questions or comments? Okay, well, thank you all for being here tonight. As I said earlier, we do not have any executive session, so we have no action on those items. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Wallace.
Second?
Second by trustee Butler. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.